talk on something like that, you need to be calm and explain. And they were like, Elo'S gave them their list, and I said, okay, provide the list. They said they can't find it. You don't have proof. So if they had provided the list that, okay, indeed, he gave it to them, I would have given them.
Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, bbnaijalevelup. How are you all doing? Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are fine. If you're new to this channel, kindly click on the subscription button. Click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Okay, guys, once again, Phyna has set the streets of social media on fire. Not literally, you get what I mean. Yes, guys, as Phyna has evoked a lot of emotions from people from different walks of life. Yes, guys, like, now, I know you guys will be asking, isn't it, what did Phyna do? But at this point, I think the question should actually be, what did Phyna not do? The girl to do. She's not called unusual Phyna for nothing. We've seen Phyna go head-to-head with Ebuka. We've seen her go head-to-head with fellow housemates. I mean, who actually think or would actually imagine that Phyna would go head-to-head with Big Brother himself? Yes, we did not anticipate this diary session today, but it happened. Phyna went head-to-head with Big Brother. Big Brother was bringing questions. Phyna was answering, standing on her right, not budging at all. I don't know if I got that English correctly, but you get what I mean. She was, I'm like, who is this girl? Like, Big Brother was trying to let her know that the situation with Sheggz and Bella, especially concerning the whole Elo'S and Chomzy's food, she did not handle it properly, that she was wrong. From the questions, even though Big Brother did not directly tell her she was wrong, but from the questions, Big Brother was trying to let her know that she was wrong, and she was standing on her ground telling Big Brother the reasons why she feels she is right. Even at some point, Big Brother was like, I mean, do you think it's your pride that will make you not to see the truth or something like that? And she was like, no, Big Brother, this isn't pride. It's all about discipline. Had it been they asked nicely, I would have given it to them. And even when she said at some point, she said, okay, you know what, keep the food aside. Later, after the movie date, I'm going to ask Big Brother and then I'll make a decision on what to do with the food. But instead, she actually met with Elo'S and Chomzy, and they actually affirmed that they wanted to give the food to Bella and Sheggz. Yes, guys. And she said the thing was that no other housemate came out to say, okay, I overheard when this agreement or promise was made. There was no evidence that even though Sheggz said he had a list and she asked Sheggz to provide the list, and coupled with the fact that according to her, Sheggz was rude about it, and there was no evidence to support the motion raised by Sheggz and Bella that the food actually belongs to them. And she was like, okay, you know what? I'll be the one to judge these things. But first of all, I'm going to ask Big Brother. And even after everything, when they came down, she was like, you know what? You are lucky that Elo'S and Chomzy are still here. So they would do whatever they want to do with the food. Now, this has rubbed off on a lot of people. So many people are like, this girl is rude. She hates Bella. Blah, 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 blah. Well, some people was like, go girl, like you are the first housemate to stand up to Biggie and not let yourself be swayed by the questions and all that. Now, what is my take on all this buhaha? Now, first of all, if you're looking at it at the emotional aspect, Esene would definitely say she should have just given the food, because sometimes there are some battles that are totally unnecessary. Now, there have been different narratives about this whole food thing. I can't even believe that I'm making a video because of food, but I mean, it's Big Brother Naija. Nothing is too minute for us to make a video about. So, some narrative have been created that this was a pre-planned fight. Now, even though I saw Chichi and Phyna talk about this Elo'S food, anticipating the arrival of the food the next day, I'll be 2 days, I think it's the next day, there was no clear chance to state that they could have actually, how do I put it, actually brought that plan into motion, into reality, because there was no guarantee they were not the heads of house, and there was no guarantee that they will be the head of house. Let's put that into consideration. Two, a lot of people are bringing the narrative that, I mean, when Deji left, his food was given to Chichi. When, who again? People that were, let's say, in a relationship or something left, the food was given to the person's partner. Now, let's be factual about this for a moment now, shall we? Bella and Sheggz shopped separately. Elo'S and Chomzy shopped separately. The rest of the house shopped separately. Yes, guys. Now, if Bella and Sheggz shopped together with Elo'S and Chomzy, and Phyna refused to give them the food, I will blame her 100% because they shopped together. And because if they had shopped together, the food would automatically belong to Bella and Sheggz. But the situation here is they did not shop together. They shopped separately. You see, that's where the thing is tricky. It's not like Chichi and Deji. They shopped together. Groovy and Phyna shopped together. So if there was food for Groovy and Phyna and one of them is not around, they will definitely give it to the other person. Now, this is where it gets tricky. They list, even when Elo'S came downstairs, he asked Sheggz about that list to be able to cross-check on what they bought. But Sheggz obviously did not have the list. That list would have been the only evidence they had to prove that the food belongs to them. Now, if you're looking at it in, let's say you go to court to deliberate this matter, Phyna will actually be right. Yes, because there is no proof. You guys did not shop together. And now the thing here is, I don't get if people even understand this whole gist. Thing is, had it been the food was given to the collective, it does not mean that Bella and Sheggz will not participate or eat from it. No, it means that it will belong to the whole house, including Bella and Sheggz. Now, the only bone of contention here is, will the food belong to the whole house or belong to only Bella and Sheggz? And I don't understand why they're even fighting over it. Does that make sense? They are fighting over chow. It doesn't make any sense because however you look at it, they will still eat from the food. The only thing is, if it was given to them alone, they will eat a higher portion of it. It will belong solely to them. And judging from what has happened before with the previous evicted housemates, when a housemate leaves and supply from what they ordered comes to the house, they share it for everybody. It belongs to the collective. And that was what Phyna was standing on. And I know about all this Phyna saying they were rude and all that. I cannot, how do I put it? I cannot put up a case for that. But from the facts that has been given, Phyna is actually right. Her mode of approach might be wrong. But then again, she also feels attacked by Bella and Sheggz' mode of approach. But if you also look at it, I think if it was someone else, this matter wouldn't have escalated the way it did. But because there was already an underground brewing animosity between the both parties, one feeling like the other person is looking down on them and not respecting their authority, the other person feeling like, you know what, it's my right, this is what we see. And again, she even wanted to ask Big Brother to be able to make a decision about it. And I also understand why she stood her ground with Big Brother. Because Big Brother, from his questions, tried to pin it on her that she was wrong. I know Big Brother sees everything, but sometimes there's a way you ask questions and it paints a narrative. Now, her fellow housemates who were present during this whole food thing, when they walked into the diary room, they supported her motion. They actually said that it was like, this is exactly what happened. Now, are you telling me that all of them did not actually see what happened, that all of them were wrong? I also remember in my video when I talked about that, I said, for me, I just believe that they should have given the food to Elo'S and Chomzy. Do you understand? Not because with facts, the food actually belongs to them. Not because they actually presented an evidence that the food belongs to them. But because, I mean, naturally, there are some things I would not even want people to fight over. Food. But looking at the way this whole thing has turned on social media, painting one person black, I just have to bring out the facts here. That even though I'm thinking, Ezinne personally would say, just give them the food because they are friends. But the way people are putting it out right now, I just have to break this down so that we understand where everything is stemming from and see the facts. Like I said earlier in this video, factually, Phyna is not actually wrong. But human naturally, if it makes any sense, I actually feel she's wrong. Because sometimes not everything that is a fact we should not act based on fact. Sometimes act based on emotion. Show empathy. Empathy-wise, I actually think she did not show enough empathy. I actually think she acted, even though she was on her right, but I actually feel she acted based on some kind of animosity that's already been brewing between the both parties. The truths can actually exist. Phyna can actually be right factually, but she can also be wrong because she did not actually show empathy. And a leader is supposed to have empathy towards the people she's leading. Does that make any sense? But this thing, they are trying to like spin it that, oh, she has, how do I put it? She's this, she's that. Nah, I will never support that. I'm not a person I'm not part of the campaigning party. But in this matter, I decided to play the devil's advocate to let you guys know that even though if I were in Phyna's position, I would actually give the food to Elo'S and to Bella and Sheggz. But factually, if we are taking it to the court of law or something, she actually is on her right, or is in her right to refuse giving them the food, because to be honest, they actually didn't produce any evidence, documentary evidence as per the list, or witnesses to support her claim or their claim. On that note, guys, I say thank you so very much for being part of my channel. If you've not already subscribed, you know what to do. Kindly click on the subscription button, click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post. Why am I laughing? Whenever I post any new video. Till I come your way again, I remain your darling girl, bbnaija Williams. Have yourself a beautiful, wonderful day ahead.